Hi everyone, my name is Jason Choy, Senior Portfolio Manager at InvestNow, and welcome to InvestNow's Meet the Manager series, where we aim to provide investors with a bit more insight into the investment philosophy and approach of the specialist managers that we have on InvestNow. I'm joined by Nathan Field, Global Equities Portfolio Manager at Generate Investment Management Limited, one of the 30 plus specialist managers that we have on InvestNow. Nathan's here to provide a bit of an overview on Generate. Nathan, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks, Jason. Thanks for having me.
So, Nathan, could you provide us with a bit of background on Generate, like how it all started and the journeys you guys have been through in developing into what is now one of the most popular investment management businesses in New Zealand?
Yeah, well, Generate was started in Auckland in 2012 by two financial professionals, Henry Tung and Sam Goldwater, who are both still with the company in senior positions, CEO and Chief Investment Officer. And they saw an opportunity to start a specialist KiwiSaver business that focused on getting investors into the right fund for their current stage in life. And the view back then and still now is that too many Kiwis sign up for KiwiSaver and go straight into a default or another conservative fund. But when you have an investment time horizon of 10 years or more, and most of us do, a conservative fund is unlikely to give you the best outcome. Most Kiwis would be better off in growth assets like shares if they want a bigger nest egg when they retire. So Generate set out to educate New Zealand investors about the choices available to them, and then to offer a range of high quality funds, especially in that growth category, that would help people meet their retirement goals. And yeah, it's been a real New Zealand success story, growing funds under management to over $4 billion in the past decade and delivering excellent investment returns to more than 130,000 members.
Yeah, that strong trajectory of growth is certainly undeniable, and it's always a nice story to see Kiwis supporting other Kiwi businesses. But it's not just down to you being a New Zealand business, that gets customers through the door, as your investment approach and style must still resonate with investors. Could you maybe walk us through what is Generate's approach to investing?
Yeah, well, first and foremost, we're active investors. We don't just shovel money into ETFs and passive trackers. But at the same time, we don't subscribe to any one investment style. In fact, one of Generate's strengths is that we have a diverse group of investment professionals who specialize in a range of different investment styles. For instance, we have three global portfolio managers who run three different strategies, all with the goal of generating alpha over the long term. I'm one of the global PMs, and I run a thematic strategy that invests in big trends and themes like artificial intelligence, obesity drugs, and the energy transition. We also have another global PM, a Kiwi based in Seattle. He runs a more concentrated bottom-up portfolio that includes a lot of value stocks that aren't in my strategy. And then we have a managers fund that invests in external funds which complement our internal strategies, and that just adds another level of diversification. On top of the global strategies, we have two local PMs who invest directly in New Zealand and Australian shares, and a dedicated fixed income investor. So yeah, putting all that expertise together creates a pretty powerful investment team, and I think that's been proven in our performance numbers to date.
Yeah, it's great to see that in-house capability and focus on more growthier assets like shares. Are there any other keywords or attributes that come to mind with Generate when it's in terms of what would potentially set you guys apart compared to other managers?
Yeah, well, we are responsible investors, and not just in terms of our ESG credentials, although we are strong on that front. We've been a signatory for the UN Principles of Responsible Investment since 2018. All of our funds have been recognised as mindful funds by Mindful Money, but also responsible in terms of risk management. We take the responsibility of looking after our clients' money very seriously, and our funds are all highly diversified and invest predominantly in blue chip stocks. So there's peace of mind there. I mean, we don't think you need to take big risks to deliver strong returns. Another thing I'd say is that we're performance focused. Ultimately, investors want to see a good return on their investment, and that's what Generate has been able to achieve over the last 10 years. You'll find our funds at the top or near the top of any long-term performance rankings, and long-term is really all that counts when it comes to KiwiSaver. And I guess homegrown is something we're quite proud of. We might invest globally, but we are 100% New Zealand owned and passionate about helping Kiwis maximise their retirement savings, because we're doing the same thing. We're investing alongside our clients and our funds, and we also want the best return possible. So yeah, our goals are aligned.
Yeah, it's definitely great to see that alignment between investor and manager, because everyone's got skin in the game. And Generate isn't afraid to deviate off the beaten path a bit in terms of innovating and really delivering extra value for Kiwi investors. Like, for example, some of the significant investments I saw you guys make recently into alternative investments like private equity and venture capital in New Zealand come to mind. Are there any other kind of innovative strategies or kind of investment success stories or thematics that's kind of top of mind from your end?
Yeah, well, take my strategy, for instance. It's a thematic strategy. I don't think there's many global thematic strategies run out of Australasia, even. And, we're not the traditional bottom-up stock picking strategy. We're kind of a blend of bottom-up and top-down. To give you an example, the obesity drug theme we're invested in, we thought earlier in the year that these drugs were going to be game changers and possibly the best-selling pharmaceuticals of all time. And rather than trying to pick a winner between Eli Lilly and Novo Nordisk, who are both manufacturing these drugs and well ahead of the competition, we'll invest in both. We just want exposure to the theme, and then we'll go and find the stocks that give us the best exposure to that theme, as long as they pass a number of responsibility and valuation checks. So it's a differentiated strategy, and it's been very successful when I ran the strategy at a previous shop. And Generate really does support new strategies that portfolio managers can bring to the table. And I think the more strategies that you can have like that, the more diversified and the more sources of alpha you can generate over time.
Yeah, and your thematic strategy isn't just limited to just the one fund that you manage. It's also invested across the other diversified funds within Generate. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yeah, thematic is in all of the Generate funds except for our conservative fund, which is fixed interest.
Great. And this kind of unique approach to investing is really paying dividends for your investors, hasn't it, in terms of that strong track record of performance as well as awards that Generate has been able to garner over the years.
Yeah, well, performance has been very good. If you look at the latest Morningstar tables and the all-important 10-year returns, Generate's focused growth strategy is the number one in the aggressive growth category. Our growth strategy is number two in that category, and our moderate fund is number one. So yeah, everyone at Generate's very proud of those numbers because we've done our job. We've delivered great returns for our investors.
And it's not just investment performance as well that you guys have been, well receiving accolades for, but also in terms of overall customer satisfaction.
Yeah, service is a big part of what Generate does, and we've won a number of awards recently. CanStar's Most Satisfied Customer Award for 2023, Consumer New Zealand People's Choice Award for KiwiSaver, and also the Reader's Digest Quality Service Award for superannuation. So yeah, when you join Generate, great service is part of the package.
Right. So, and if InvestNow customers wanted to tap into Generate's expertise, could you walk us through what are the investment options that are currently available to them? And anything particular you have to highlight there?
Yeah, at present we have one investment option available to InvestNow customers, and that's our flagship strategy, the Generate Focused Growth Managed Fund. That fund is also available through InvestNow as a KiwiSaver fund. And that's the fund that more than half our customers are invested in. We think it's the strategy that suits most KiwiSaver investors if you're under 55, because it invests between 90 and 100% of its funds in growth assets like shares and property. And those are the assets most likely to deliver strong returns over the long term.
Great stuff. And there's definitely no shortage of unique ideas that InvestNow customers will be able to tap into through Generate. And fingers crossed, hopefully we can see some more offerings available to our customers later down the track. Nathan,
I have no
really
doubt.
Nathan, really appreciate all the insights into Generate and all the unique ways you've been able to deliver value for investors. We look forward to seeing more innovation coming out of Generate in the future.
Thanks very much, Jason.